Hey guys, this is Sean Fairchild here with you for Bass Gear Magazine. This is my review companion for the Genzler Amplification 4 on the floor classic bass overdrive pedal. This is meant to accompany the review, so if you haven't read the review, it covers a lot more ground. This is just going into depth on some of the actual tones that the pedal offers. Alright, so I think the first thing that I'm going to do before I take you through the different drives, the different types of overdrive algorithms this thing uses, is to take you through the high pass and low pass filters. That's one of the main, I think it's one of the main value points that this pedal offers, because it's obviously really different from what a lot of other pedals on the market give you. So the high pass and the low pass set the narrow band, set the band pass essentially of frequencies that the distortion channel and the distortion channel only apply to. So if I just sort of play big old E power chord, who doesn't like those? And right now I've got the high pass set to its lowest point, which is 30 Hertz. I've got the lowest point, or the low pass, set to its highest point, about 14 kilohertz. So everything between 30 Hertz and 14K is being affected by this distortion circuit. All right, I've got the drive about 75% of the way up. I am on drive select 1, but you can hear that, or you can see that the clean volume is all the way down. So if I turn the drive volume all the way down, you don't hear anything. So this is only the drive circuit that you're hearing. All right, to give just a really dramatic example, if I put the high pass filter all the way up to 200 Hertz and the low pass all the way down to 1 kilohertz, now we're just getting only frequencies between 200 Hertz and 1K. And we're only getting those frequencies, and those frequencies are being distorted. You can hear the character of the drive is really different. Now if I want to add in the signal that I've essentially filtered out, but with a clean tone, so I keep my fundamentals intact, I keep the sort of sparkling highs intact, then I can just start blending in clean volume. So that is kind of a basic, really fast explanation of how the high pass and low pass filters work. Read the review for more information. So I'm going to set them to be about, up here we have a little indicator that says 75 Hertz. I'm going to put it just about straight at noon, which should be about 100, considering that the next notch over is 150. So I'm guessing that's somewhere around 100 Hertz. I'm going to set the low pass to 2.8K. It's one of the stops here, and I'm just I'll blend in a little bit of clean. As you can see, not very much. So right now the clean is at the 9 o'clock position on the knob. So I'm in the high drive sensitivity setting right now, and this is a very high output bass. It's a very loud bass. So using the pedal in the high drive sensitivity setting basically gives you the maximum amount of distortion on tap. If I put that down like that, now I have a greater dynamic range, and the drive control is going to just work differently from end to end. But of course, you won't have as much possible distortion or overdrive, so I like to keep it in high and control the amount of drive with the drive level. So that is with the drive all the way up right now. So let's do these examples. Well, what the heck? People usually put stuff at noon. I'll be different. I'll put that at like 1:30 or so. All right, so this is drive select 1, the first gear, mildest overdrive. Okay, here is drive select 2 with all the same settings. All right, drive 3. Okay, now, so I believe all of those modes feature asymmetrical clipping, which is more similar to how an actual amp, especially a tube amp, operates in terms of the way it clips a signal. This next mode, 4th gear, uses symmetrical clipping, and to my ears, it's the most fuzz-like. The most fuzz type of distortion, especially with a really high output bass. If you have the drive sensitivity switch set to high and your drive turned up especially. So because of that, and it also features a lot more compression. So because of that, it's a quieter mode, but it actually is a lot thicker in terms of the amount of drive that's offered. So to mitigate the change in volume due to the increased compression, I'm just going to increase the drive volume. And now you can really hear. Hopefully that's about the same level as the previous example. So let's do those same riffs. And if you turn the drive all the way up on this one, it's really fun. It's kind of synthy. Pretty great, right? All right, so I'm going to mellow this out a little bit in terms of drive, and I'm going to match the clean volume, maybe just less clean volume than drive volume, and I'll put this more full range. So we'll set the filter more to about maybe 50 or 60 hertz on the high pass, and what would that be? About 8K on the low pass. Something like that. Apparently, I'm in a minor kind of mood today. All right, let's try gear 3. Gear 4, or sorry, gear 2. And so now these are also going to get a little progressively louder, so I'm just going to try to even that out by lowering these volumes a little bit. And finally, the last gear, which is really the first gear. You know, they're not all gems. Okay, not this, that. All right, so that's basically the pedal. I'm going to set it to one of the settings that I used for the video that I actually made for Genzler, which is, I think I had it on gear 4, drive all the way up. Actually, I had these, I think they were about there. And I had very little clean volume, and this was to record my cover of No Quarter. It sounded something like this. Anyway, so that's it. Hope this helps you make an informed decision. Hopefully you have read the review, or if not, you will be reading the review now. Has 2 LEDs. That's pretty handy. So instead of having one LED that either goes on and off or changes color, this is a pretty foolproof way of knowing whether the effect is on or not. So hopefully it comes through on the video, but the active LED is blue. And in fact, it's really, this is a small thing, but I appreciate it. The brightness of the blue LED is nicely tempered. It's matched to the red LED because, you know, so often, I'm sure many of you have had that experience where blue LEDs are like blinding. So, bam, now it's in bypass, red LED, separate LED. They're separated by about 1 inch on the pedal. So there's no question about whether it's on or off. Sometimes that can be kind of a nice thing. So there we go. Now that it's off, it's true bypass, by the way. True bypass, mechanical switching as opposed to relay switching. Now it's on. It's good times. All right, guys. Thank you. See you next time.